Good damn morning, my shelter-in-place Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Man, I'm so tired of this corona shit. I came into work today and they were like, we have to start wearing masks according to the CDC, according to the corrupt-ass World Health Organization. Either we're going to deal with this shit or we're not. Either we lock down the country for a month, nobody moves, let this shit pass, get back to business. Or we do nothing and go about our business as usual. Because it's mealy mouth, piece by piece. You can't use this today. Now you can. You're not supposed to use this. Yes, you can. This whole thing, social distancing, this is not our culture. We're not these kind of people. We strike up conversations with strangers. We shake hands. We hug and shit like that. This goes against our very nature. I'm tired of this shit. Let's go. All or nothing. Now, before I get started, let me give a big shout out to my man Jeremy in Clare County, Michigan. I appreciate the love. Also, Christine in Havasu, Arizona. We might be neighbors real soon someday. Real soon. Now, of course, speaking of the coronavirus, Needles in Shit, California, aka San Francisco, San Fran shithole, is banning reusable bags. The city that was at the vanguard, the forefront of protecting the environment, man, saying you can't use paper or plastic. You got to use your reusable bags. It's a lot of use of the word use right there. So now they're saying, so we don't continue the spread of the China virus, we don't want you using your reusable bags. But what happened? What happened to the environment, man? Isn't that most important? You guys told us that climate change is an existential threat. That means it's a threat to our very existence. That means if we don't stop this, we all die. We all die. Young, old, everybody, gone. America, every other country, every other continent, the human race will be wiped from the earth. The earth is going to shake the proverbial etch-a-sketch. We're gone. Well, wait, maybe not. Maybe a case of the sniffles coming out of China. Some bat chow mein somebody got a hold of. Fucked the whole world up. So because of that, forget about the environment. The environment's not important, man. The sea turtles are going to have to wait, man. Because we can't let the spread of the coronavirus continue. So which one is it? What's more important? The planet or this pandemic? You guys are full of shit. You know damn good and well that don't mean a fucking thing to have your reusable bags. And most paper bags that are provided to you are made from recycled materials. So the trees aren't getting cut down for the bags, man. Stupid shit. It was put out by the health department in San Francisco. There is no department more worthless than the public health department in San Francisco. You guys have fecal matter. You have fecal matters in your city because you have fecal matter in your city. There's apps that show you where the turds are, people. I'm not making this shit up. That's like the San Francisco Public Health Department is like a weatherman. They can be wrong a whole bunch and still keep their job. What is the health department of San Francisco doing all day? What are they doing? Because they're not keeping the streets clean. You know, the public. What a worthless fucking organization. After this, I'm gonna Google how much the head of the San Francisco Public Health Department makes a year. I bet it's some ridiculous fucking amount of money to sit there and do nothing. I've been there. I've been to the city. I've seen it. I've seen the filth. I've seen the homelessness. In one video I mentioned, last time I went there, I saw a cop car and it was dirty and dented, didn't have any rims. I'm like, how are the cop cars fucked up? It looked like Mad Max. So if you're headed to the shitty city by the bay, keep your reusable bags in the car. They're not taking it. Now, if you want to cop a squat and lay out a ropey, foamy shit, they don't have a problem with that. But you better not bring those damn reusable bags. What the fuck? And so the captain of the USS Roosevelt, he got fired because of the letter he sent out, and apparently he CC'd or tagged or whatever. He included 20 to 30 other people in this letter begging for the Navy to do something about the sailors on board his ship who had tested positive for the coronavirus. Now, never mind that there have been no hospitalizations, there have been no deaths, there's been no extreme situations in any of these. But he wrote a letter telling the Navy that these people need to get off, the healthy people need to get off the ship so they can quarantine these sailors who are infected, so that way they can get back to doing what they do quicker. They can get back into the fleet quicker. And he was saying how it's dire and we're not in wartime, so sailors don't need to die. It's a little much, a little extra on the emotion there. And you know, like I said, he included 20 to 30, tagged whatever, 20 to 30 people in this. So it wasn't just a closed letter to, say, the Secretary of the Navy or to maybe the head of the fleet that he was in. Something like that. It was an open letter to a bunch of people. You can't do that. You can't open out. I don't know if all the people he included in this letter were in the military, if they were all Navy or military personnel, if there were any civilians in there, but it got leaked to the fucking San Francisco Chronicle. So when you include that many people in something, yeah, shit's gonna leak. That probably wasn't a good idea. And they fired him because of, and I quote, poor judgment. And it is poor judgment. You leapfrog, you broke the chain of command. You can't do that. That's one of the foundations of the military, is the chain of command. And because a little something happened, you can't leapfrog that and make your business public, so to speak. You can't make decisions out of fear. Now, I don't know, maybe he didn't want to be, you know, the Navy ship or the military personnel who didn't do something when they saw the signs, who didn't leap into action. And people are calling this dude a fucking hero. You didn't save anybody's life. There isn't even anybody hospitalized on your ship. These sailors aren't that sick. Maybe they will become that sick, but as of right now, they are not. There's no one even hospitalized. And you pulled this shit. And apparently most of the sailors on the ship liked him. I'm sure he was a good CO, but he made a bad decision. So you gotta go. You cannot break the chain of command. And he did that. A hero. People are comparing this man to Teddy Roosevelt. There was a similar situation with Teddy Roosevelt, him and the Rough Riders. So there came a point where they were losing more soldiers to yellow fever and malaria than to battle. So he sent a letter, and he sent copies to the media, to newspapers around the country, front page news, saying that he needed help for his soldiers because they were dying. This is the early 1900s versus 2020. We're a little more connected right now. Things are a little bit different. Things are a little bit better, and they're easier. Do you think the Navy was going to let that ship sit out there and let everybody get coronavirus and die? No. It doesn't work that way. You didn't save anybody's fucking life. You are nothing like Teddy Roosevelt. But I guess because the ship shares his name, they made that correlation. I don't know. But there's no fucking similarities between this dude and Teddy Roosevelt. Pump the fucking brakes. Now, like I said, he's probably a good CO, obviously, because if you're a bad CO, they're not going to be cheering and clapping for you when your ass leaves. They might be cheering and clapping, but it won't be for you. It'll be because you're leaving. So maybe he was a good CO, but he really fucked up. So you got to go. So I wonder if he'll make his talk show rounds. Of course, now with the corona bullshit, it'll be via Skype, via satellite or some shit. But I wonder if he's going to make his rounds on that. If he's going to make his rounds and everybody's like, oh, it's so terrible. You were just trying to help with the coronavirus. How could they? And they fired you? Oh, that's so awful. Man, get out of here with that shit. You fucked up? That's what happens. You got fired. Now, of course, the Navy's going to take care of it. They're already offloading a bunch of people. I think a couple hundred sailors they already have off the boat. So it sounds like they're going to keep the infected personnel on the ship, get everybody else off the ship, quarantine, and get back to business as usual. But for those of you who are not or have not been in the military or are not in right now, breaking the chain of command is some very serious shit. Like I said, it's part of the foundation of the military. It's important. You can't do that shit. Not to mention, it's disrespectful. Because if you're a person of authority and then you find out from your boss that there was a problem beneath you with your subordinates, that makes you look like a jackass and it makes you look like you can't do your job and you don't know what the fuck is going on with your command. Not a good look. And to panic like that and involve all these other people and send all these letters to all these other people, of course the shit's gonna leak. You've all played the telephone game in class. Imagine that shit with cell phones. Somebody wants to be the one who broke the story, be the one to tell people what's going on. Can't do it. Like Mike Singletary said, can't do it. Can't win with them. Oh my goodness, man. So let's see. We'll see what's coming down the pipe with the China virus. I mean, and it's changing every day. Like I said, one day you can do something, you can wear something, next day, no, it's not safe, can't do that, or you can't do it the next day, you can. I don't fucking know. The uncertainty, I think that's what a lot of people have a problem with, is the uncertainty. We don't know what's going to be from one day to the next. We need a definitive answer. Get behind that podium and say, look, from this day to this day, we're locking it down, no more, nobody move, nobody get hurt, right? Then after that, we open shit back up 100%. Get your ass to work. Let's get these numbers going right. Let's get back to our lives. Let's get into summer. Why can't we do that? Stop being afraid. Stop being reactionary. Take the reins. Take control. Make the shit happen and fix it. I like where I live, but I don't like it that damn much. I want to get back out in the world. Oh, and I've told you guys about this girl that I used to work with. She's half Chinese, half white. Apparently she hates white people. She's posted shit like abolish white people and stuff like that. But the only reason I follow her is because she posts the wildest, craziest shit. You talk about a social justice warrior, the leftist of the leftists of the left, this is her. So today she posts this thing on Instagram and it's a caption for the person who, there's a picture beneath it, and above that is a little caption the girl wrote, and she put, the government said that because of the apocalypse, homophobia is being suspended until further notice. And then right below that is an article, and the headline says, the FDA declares or changes the rules for LGBTQ plus men. So I guess that would be men that are really men or genetically men or transition into men. Shit's confusing. But anyway, if you put your wiener inside of another person who has a wiener too, the rules used to be that you couldn't give blood until you've had no sexual contact with another man for 12 months, a whole year. But now, being that they need all this blood because of the coronavirus, as they say, then now instead of 1 year, you can donate blood after not having sexual contact with a man, another man, after 3 months. So that's a hell of a haircut. 9 months? Taken off of that? So instead of 12 months, now it's 3 months. But for some reason, that's homophobia that the FDA wouldn't allow gay men to donate blood unless they haven't had sex with another dude in a year. See, this is why this shit is so crazy. This is why this shit is so ridiculous and laughable, because it has no roots in reality. In order for us to coexist, in order for us to communicate, we have to establish some basic fucking rules and principles. Okay? And we have to deal in facts. At some point, we can go our separate ways at some point on this trip, but it has to start in reality. And the reality of it is there's two groups in America that are most susceptible to contract HIV. That's intravenous drug users, meaning people who stick needles in their arm and other places, between their toes, under their tongue. Shit gets weird. And people, men, who engage in homosexual activity, who engage in sex with each other. Those are the rules. Not attacking each gay person individually, somebody you may know who's gay. That's not the case. The bottom line is, according to the numbers, those are the only two groups that have the highest chance, the best chance, I guess for lack of a better word, the best chance to get HIV. So that's why you're going to have some apprehension in the blood business when you have the highest chance of contracting something that affects your fucking blood, something that can be passed from person to person through blood. I don't know, personally, I don't think there can be enough restrictions on who the fuck you get blood from to give it to another person. It's blood. If your blood's fucked, so are you. But that's homophobia. Because the FDA says we need to allow an appropriate amount of time for your blood to get back to normal before we put it inside of another human being. You see this wild, stupid, crazy shit that goes on in their mind? No matter what, they're going to sift through that turd and they're going to pick out the little corn and peanuts that they find, because that's what they sustain themselves on. They got to find something in everything. There's got to be homophobia here. There's got to be racism here. There's got to be. And you don't stop looking until you find that shit. Get the fuck out of here. Homophobia is being suspended until further notice. Well, I tell you what, if I need blood, don't get my blood from the 3-month jug. I want my blood from the 12-month jug. I want the blood that's been inside of a person who took a break from that kind of shit, so I won't possibly get infected too. Call me crazy. But one thing you can call me is out of here, because I'm going home. Early day. But you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, because every time it rings, a piece of shit liberal cries. Get your notification tone by yours truly, fanatictones.com. They're just $1.29. Help your boy stay independent. Also, utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.